Hi, Gary here from MrG Shave, back for a Saturday shave. I wasn't sure whether I was going to be here today, but things have eased up a little bit. It's not gone yet, but it's definitely eased up, so no need for a visit to the hospital for me. So, whew, that was a close call. Right, this is shave number 180, I believe. What am I using today hardware wise? I'm using my Giles Shaving Co. lathering bowl with the thumb handle. Fantastic piece of work this. It really is. And for the money he charges, it's a ridiculous price. Really, you could double it. Not that I want you to. The brush today is my Razorock 400. Just bring that in so you can see that. Razorock 400 aluminium handled shaving brush. I believe this was a limited edition. It was one of the first that they brought out. I bought this right at the beginning of their manufacturing process. And then I'm matching that with a Razorock razor. Excuse me, my bath mat is ruffling up under my feet. And it is the Razorock Hawk version 3 stainless steel. Nice bit of heft to this. I just saw it when I was reinstating my shave den and thought, you know, I haven't used that in ages, so it's got a thumbprint on it, so that's it without the thumbprint. Yeah, beautiful this. It reminds me of the Vector. It really does. So that's the hardware. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get ready for the shave and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, all ready for the shave. Let's just wet the face down. I often get asked where I get these from. If you search for hairdresser's spray bottle on Amazon or on the internet, you'll find somebody that supplies a bottle very similar to this. I'm doing the dome as well today because I didn't do it yesterday. My appointment was in the middle of the afternoon, which is when I do my shaving and editing and everything else, so I decided I wouldn't do a head shave yesterday. I'd just do a double barrel, which I'm kind of making a habit of, but but there we are. I mean, it, as needs must. The pre-shave is Pears Soap, Pears Glycerin Soap. So it does a great job. Highly recommend it. Because it's a glycerin based soap, it provides plenty of slickness and does a great job. So wet the hands down. Oh, I haven't done my face. It's funny, I'm not used to doing head and face, although I should be by now. I've been doing it quite regularly recently, but right. Wet the hands down again. Let's rub it in. I'm pretty certain as I think I began to shave my head last time I did a head shave just using the Pears soap. And I'm sure you could shave with this hand soap because it's so slick. Right, so what am I using today in terms of soap? Today I'm using PAA Droid Black. So you can probably guess what I'm using as an aftershave. So it's all lathered up in the bowl. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? Loads of lather there. Plenty for head and face. So let's get it on. this is nice. Look at this. This is a great soap. The scent is an homage to Floid Black, for those of you that don't know, which is the aftershave I'm going to use today. And I bought it specifically for that reason, because I'd already got Floid Black as an aftershave. And when I saw that they PAA had brought that out, that's when I bought it. But yeah, I think I've only got 2 PAA soaps. I doubt I'll be buying any more after they put their prices up. I'll see how it goes, but I may buy one if it really takes my interest. But you have to justify it, don't you? It definitely needs more water. Here's my comb over. Yeah, I am feeling, as you can probably tell, I'm feeling quite a bit better. I was so uncomfortable the last time I put up a video. Really not having a good time, but it's eased off quite a bit. The medication seems to be working and the antibiotics seem to be working, so. Now this is an aggressive razor, although it doesn't feel that aggressive at the moment. I can definitely feel the blade though. It's an efficient razor, that's for sure. But I think it's another great dome razor for the dome. I don't know why I haven't used this more often. See, I've also got the Razorock Lupo that I haven't used in months. So I can't remember the last time I used the Lupo or this. So it was a good thing that I had to reorganise my shave den. That's the problem when you have that many razors, and believe me, I'm not as bad as half of the other YouTubers out there. But when you do have a collection, shall we say, of razors, I don't know how many I've got. I'll have to count them. I've probably got about 40, I would guess. Maybe 40, maybe less. And then straight razors, I've probably got the same again. So, and when you've got that many, you can often overlook razors, that's when I understand people who have a rotation. They actually have a plan of which razors they're going to use, but I like the flexibility of just picking and choosing, especially if somebody asks me to use a specific razor, then I can slot that in anywhere. Oh wow, this is fantastic. Really nice razor, this. Really nice. Highly recommended if you're thinking about getting an SE. And it's quite a bit cheaper than the Vector. Is it as good and smooth as the Vector? I don't know, that's personal sort of experience, but I would say no. The Vector to me feels smoother, but just as efficient. But you're going to be paying a hell of a lot more money for the Vector than you will for this. So the one thing I would say about Razorock is they're good value for money. They really are. Let's put some more water on. I don't know why I was grabbing my razor. I haven't got any lather on my dome or my face. It's still a bit uncomfortable, you know. It is still a bit uncomfortable, but it's nothing like it was. Before, I think it felt like I was ready to split open. Now it just feels like I've had too much to eat. And it comes in waves now, whereas before it was, you know, constant. Just didn't let go at all. Oh yes, a subscriber has asked a question that's relevant to head shaving. He's a young lad, about 22 years of age, and he's losing his hair. And it sounds like he's losing his hair fairly quickly. He says it's thinning out quite a lot. And he wanted to know if there's any truth in what I suggested was a myth, that if you start shaving your head, your hair will grow back thicker and you know, you'll regain your hair. Personally, my experience has made no difference to me, although I haven't really grown it back properly. But I can feel it, you know. I mean, I've had over a week's growth now on my head. I would say, personally, I don't think it's going to make a difference. At the end of the day, if you're going to go bald, if it's in the family, if it's inherited in your genes, then you're going to lose your hair one way or another. But I'd be interested to know of anybody else's experience. Does it work? I started too late really to be able to really tell, because I'd already lost the majority of my hair. So I really don't know. So for those of you that shave your heads and that were losing hair, and that's the reason you're shaving your heads, chip in the comments below and let's have a bit of a conversation. I won't say debate, because I think it's going to be pretty much one way, but oh, this is fantastic. In my opinion, I just don't think it's going to help a lot. I mean, it may delay it. I don't know. It may delay the loss of your hair, but it's not going to stop it. And to be honest, how are you ever going to know whether you got an extra month or two of hair? If you shave and then grow it back and then you lose your hair, how are you going to know whether you had any extra time? Unless somebody's actually done a study. And I would have thought, if this was a proven myth, that there'd be lots of young men, including myself when I was in my early 20s. I was losing my hair quite quickly when I was about 21, 22. I think there'd be lots of young lads going around with bald heads if it worked and it was proven to work. I personally love the fact that I've got a bald, you know, I shaved my head. I thoroughly enjoy the experience, and I feel more confident, to be honest, without that atypical sort of, not atypical, but that typical sort of balding man look. I never had a comb over. If you go back to my original videos, you'll see me when I had hair, but it was only sort of up to about there. Right, so I'm going across the grain now. Got to think about what I'm doing. This is a really nice razor. Fantastic. I don't know why I don't use this one more often. It'll certainly be used more often now. And I'll be using, next weekend I'll probably use the Lupo, because I haven't used that in months and months. I can't remember the last time I used the Lupo. Oh, that feels great. Yeah, so discussion below about whether you think shaving your head will save your hair. I can't find any evidence to suggest. There's been no studies, there's been, well, not that I'm aware of anyway. And I can't honestly see that it will help stop your baldness. It just won't. But yeah, I'd like you guys to sort of give this guy some help. I'll send him a message that I've discussed it in this video. I'm not going to name him, so if he may be, you know, he may not want to, you know, have his name mentioned, so I'm not naming him. But if he wants to take part in that conversation, I mean, his come back to me when I said I didn't think it was going to help, and that he should just embrace his baldness and shave it all off. Buy a leaf razor. I swear I should have shares in Leaf. I just didn't think it was going to help, and then he sort of came back at me saying, well, it may be different because you're older than I am. Was considerably older. Thank you. He said I was considerably older than him, and that my experience may be different. That may be true, but I haven't heard it. You know, if it worked, I'm sure it would be all over the place. You know, there'd be loads of young 20s bald guys walking around and then regrowing their hair. It doesn't grow back thicker, in my opinion, and it doesn't stop the baldness. But that's me. I started shaving my head very late in life, so up against the grain now. This is a great dome shaver, by the way. Because you can feel the blade as well, it's very easy to find the angle. This has got a Feather Professional blade in it. And it's probably on its 4th or 5th use. It'll probably have another 4 or 5 uses before I'll need to change it out. That's why these blades are so expensive, really. But this is a great head shaver. Very similar to the Vector. And a lot cheaper. I love my Vector, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. It's a work of art. It really is. And I wouldn't part with it for love nor money. So I prefer the Vector to this, but you need to have the budget to buy that. So this is a great second choice. There's not going to be a huge amount of difference. It's got the maneuverability because the head's quite small, but it's a really good alternative. Does it beat the Leaf? No, it doesn't beat the Leaf, but it is a great razor. So against the grain on the face, Wonderful. That feels fantastic. Okay, there's a little bit here, little bits here, next to nothing here. That's almost BBS, but I will go over it again. You know me. And that was the perfect amount of soap by the looks of it, because there's hardly any left in that bowl. Look at it. As far as the dome is concerned, oh, I've missed a bit there. There's a little tram line there. And a little one at the back, so I'll have to do a little bit of a pickup. But let's just do this first. Right, let's get the soap off my hand. Oh, I might cut myself there. Oh, there it is. Just in a crease at the back of my head. A little bit there. And that's it. So that's the dome done. Oh, fantastic. Still a little bit there. That's it. Perfect. That was a great shave. Let's just do a double check. Feels great. BBS all over. I'm going to do my usual thing. I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, all cleaned up. Post-shave feel, perfectly acceptable. Not as good as, say, Wickham's or some other soaps that I've got. I mean, doesn't feel as moisturised as some of the other soaps that I've used, but it's fine. It's a good soap. It does the job. As I say, PAA, I was a fan of PAA until they put their prices up, but I mean, I understand in some ways a business is a business and they've got to make money, so I don't blame them, but it has stopped me from buying some of their products. So it's a two-edged sword when you raise prices to that degree. So and as I say, I won't be buying any of their stuff unless something really grabs my attention and I want it, then I'll buy it, you know, regardless of price. But right, let's go for the cold rinse. Oh, that's great. That feels amazing. A little bit of stinging on the cold rinse, so I think I'm just going to quickly go over with the alum. Nothing so far. Interesting. I thought it was going to sting a bit more than it is. It's not stinging at all at the moment. Oh, there it is. There it is. Few odd spots where it's giving a bit of a burn. And I definitely caught myself there, look. I think I just about managed to stop it from bleeding, but there's a red line there. So it hasn't actually started to bleed, so I've put the alum on it, that'll stop it. Oh, that feels great. Not much burn on the face either, about 1 or 2. So all in all, a great shave. Really good shave. So let's just wipe that off. That's fantastic. Love it. I don't know if of those of you that use alum, if you use a face cloth to wipe the alum off, it becomes hard to actually wet this afterwards. Especially if you don't rinse it off and just let it dry naturally after using the alum, or wiping off the alum. So, new bottle of my favourite witch hazel, which is Boots, Tea Tree and Witch Hazel. Fantastic. Oh, a bit more for the face. Oh yeah, that feels great. That feels great. Yeah, so going back to the question from the subscriber about head shaving, please leave some comments in the below. Help this guy make a decision whether he's going to shave all his hair off or not. You know, I've given him my advice, which I've kind of said, you know, I don't think it helps, but, you know, by all means give it a go. But yeah, just discussion below, please. So yeah, so the aftershave, as I said before, is Floid Black. I believe this is Chris Bradley's or CB Shave's, IMCDB. I believe this is one of his favourite aftershaves. Oh yeah, I can see why. Fantastic. The scent strength on the soap wasn't particularly in your face. It was probably a 4/5 out of 10, and it does kind of match, but it's not quite there. For me, I think the aftershave smells slightly different, but that, I suppose you can expect that. They can't have an exact match, can they? Because otherwise they get taken to court, wouldn't they? So, and then I'm finishing up with Nivea Men Protect and Care. So it's the standard stuff in a blue box like that. I'll put a fair bit in my hand because I'm doing the dome as well. That is amazing. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The next shave will now be Wednesday, which will be a straight shave, all being well, as long as this doesn't come back. But I am feeling better, so I fully expect to be back on Wednesday. So I'll see you then. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye now.